What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another episode of what to buy on eBay. But this one, I'm throwing you guys a curveball. I've got some items on Facebook also. And it's not a lot, but I wanted to show you a few beautiful mint-on cards that my buddy Chris W. over at Rogue 5 Toys has for sale in a different world, with a different wallet, with different amount of money in the wallet. They would all be gone because I'd be buying some of them, but I wanted to show those first, and then we'll dig into some of the eBay items, comic books, trading cards, vintage Kenner stuff, and also some vintage collection. So pretty wide assortment for this video, but let's start off over at Rogue 5 Toys. And Chris has a number of really nice mint-on cards that are all graded for sale. So if you're not a member of Rogue 5 Toys, this is what the banner looks like. Make sure you go over there and check it out. I'm not getting paid on any of these items, so, you know, I'm just trying to help the collecting community who might be looking for some high-grade, really nice mint-on cards. But be sure to join Rogue 5 Toys. It's run by Chris W. and a bunch of other guys over at Rogue 5, over at 5 Idiots Talking Toys. And you'll have to forgive me because my messenger keeps popping up as I try to show these. But the first one is a 41A back Tusken Raider, AFA 80, 75, 80, 80 are the sub scores. Right now that's listed for $850 shipped in the US. And as you can see there, it's got a beautiful crystal clear blister and it's also unpunched. Next up is the same card back for the Ugnaught, 41 back A, and it's AFA 80. And the sub scores are 75, 80, 85. It's $500 shipped. So that's one I've got in my collection already, AFA 85, but that's a beauty. That is a real nice example of the 41 back A. And he also has the White Bespin Guard, which is CAS 80, straight 80s. That one's listed for $450. It's got one little price sticker right there, but it is unpunched, CAS 80. The big boy is this one. This is not Chris's, but I wanted to show you this. This is the Luke Farmboy 65 back B with the free coin offer. It's unpunched with a clear blister. It is incredible. Absolutely gorgeous. Here it is right here. Look at that gorgeous example. Chris is selling this for another collector, but that is a stunner. You don't find those with clear blisters very often. And I know that there's a number of people who are interested in this, so I don't expect this one to last. But as of right now, as of the making of this video, it is available, and it's $3,000 shipped. Also, he does offer payment plans. 20% down is non-refundable, no longer than 8 weeks on that item, and I think for some of the other items, it's no longer than 4 weeks. But you'll have to talk to Chris and negotiate all that yourself. But Chris does have a number of, this is just a sampling of what he's got for sale right now at Rogue 1, so Rogue 5, excuse me. So be sure to join Rogue 5 Toys over on Facebook if you're interested in any of those. Next up, I've got a VC28 Wedge Antilles. This has the Darth Maul offer and it is unpunched. It looks to be in really clean condition. Unfortunately, it's in the star case for these photos, but it does look very clean. It's $64.99 free shipping, and there's 5 watchers on that one. Next up is a graded trading card, PSA 9. This is the Empire Strikes Back card number 38. It's joined by Dak, and that shows Luke and Dak getting ready to get into the snow speeder, or they're in the snow speeder, getting ready to go fight the AT-AT walkers on the Battle of Hoth. PSA 9 mint card, and that's $30 with $2 shipping. That's a really good deal. Now, just a heads up that it is the older case style, right? So it doesn't have the newer kind of laser inkjet kind of technology, and sometimes those labels can curl. So just keep that in mind. But that is the older case style, but a beautiful card. Great looking shot there of Luke and Dak inside that snow speeder. Next up, I've got another vintage collection. This is VC25. This is R2-D2 with the Return of the Jedi, unpunched. This is the US card. It looks to be in very clean condition overall. Again, it's in the star case. It's that same seller that has the Wedge Antilles. It's got the rocket-firing Boba Fett mail-away. That one is $80, free shipping, and there's 6 watchers on that one. That's always a fairly expensive one, that R2-D2 from the sail barge, unpunched example. Next up, we've got Paplu. This is a 79 back, made in Mexico, clear blister. Looks to be really nice condition. It looks like it has one little litho tear in the upper right-hand corner. A little bit of edge wear around the hanger tab, but probably a low 80 grade would be my guess on this one. It's got that free Anakin offer sticker. And a clear blister, obviously, since this is the made in Mexico Lily Letty Paplu. All Paplu's mint on card are made by the Lily Letty factory down in Mexico. So nice example. This one just got listed for $250 with $20 shipping, and it's a seller I bought from. I did pick up a mint on card from this seller, and been very happy with it. I got another one on the way from him that should be here in the next couple weeks. This has got 6 watchers on it. It's also make an offer. He gave me a really good deal on the one I just bought from him, an Empire Strikes Back card back. But anyway, check out his listings. It's Giorgio Joe. And he also, I think, had a few others that I'm going to cover here later on. Next up is the Mandalorian #1 in a CGC 9.8. This is the 1 in 25 David Aja variant. And this, for every 25 of the regular cover A's of Mandalorian #1, only one of these was printed. This is listed for $70, make an offer. That is really cheap for the 1 in 25. Obviously, this is the first full comic book appearance of the Mandalorian. I don't have this one yet, and I'm really tempted to buy this, but I'm going to show it to you guys first. And then if nobody buys it, I might buy it myself. So just wanted to give you a heads up on it. But $70 make an offer, $13 shipping, 26 watchers on that one. Next up is the 1 in 50 ratio variant. This is one I've already got in my collection. This one is at auction. It's $99.99 with 11 watchers on it, $14.99 shipping. There's 8 days left as of the filming of this video. I paid a lot more than $100 for it, but if you can get it for $125 or under, you're doing really well. That's below what I paid for mine. Again, there's 11 watchers on it. It is an auction, so who knows what it goes for, but I wanted to show it now while there's no bidders on it. 8 days and 9 hours left as of the making of this video. Going back to Giorgio Joe, the seller on eBay. He's not a friend of mine or anything, but I did buy something from him. This is a clear blister B-Wing pilot, 77 back B. It's listed for $250 with $20 shipping. Make an offer, and there's 4 watchers on it. It just got listed today as of the making of the video. He also has this one, a 41 back Imperial Commander, the 41 back A survival kit. It is punched, and it's an 80 plus with CAS. 80, 85, 85 are the subscores on that one. It's listed for $449.99 with $25 shipping. That's a pretty good price for a clear blister 41 back A Imperial Commander. Next up, I've got another trading card, PSA 9, the Falcon in Repairs. This is from 1980, card number 168. This one does have the brand new case style. You can tell it's the brand new case because it's got that PSA sticker on the label there. And then on the back, it's got the little, lookup function so you can check out when it was graded and that kind of stuff. So this is the brand new case style from PSA. The Falcon in Repairs is $35 free shipping. I mean, it costs you somewhere between $18 and $30 to grade these cards individually, plus shipping to and from PSA. So this is $35 for a PSA 9. That's a pretty good buy in my mind. Next up is another item at auction. It's 2 days, 10 hours left. But I wanted to show it because it's Thrawn #1. This is the start of the origin story of Grand Admiral Thrawn. It's $32 right now with 12 watchers, free shipping. And this book is way down right now, as is the entire comic book market. I've already got this one in my collection. If you can pick this one up for $125 to $150, you're doing really well. I expect this one will actually sell even less because the market is really soft right now. I bet it sells for closer to $100. So if you can get it for that price, grab it because it's an awesome book, fantastic cover. For those of you unaware, this is when Thrawn was infiltrating the Imperials and starting to kind of become friends with the Emperor. So it shows him beating up a few clone troopers so he could get arrested by the Imperials and then make his way to the Emperor. So great cover, 9.8 grade. It's not hard to find this book, but it is at auction, and right now it's at $32 free shipping. I would grab that if you can get it for $100 to $125. Next up is an unpunched Qui-Gon Jinn, and this one looks to be in great shape. This one is at auction, 6 days, 5 hours left on this one. Not many photos, just this one photo. So you're a little bit of a roll of the dice unless you can convince the seller to post some more photos. But right now it's at $29.95, one bid. There's only 5 watchers on it. It's $6.15 shipping. So pretty good deal there, I think, if you can pick that one up for cheap. But you know, I don't include a lot of auctions, but where appropriate, I think it makes sense where I know that there's going to be plenty of time left in the auction, and the video is going to be up by the time you guys will be able to take a look at the video, and then you can track it yourself if you want to. But VC75 Qui-Gon Jinn, right now it's at $30, only one bid with 5 watchers, and it's 6 days left on that one. Next up is Yoda #1. This is the photo variant edition cover. Pretty great looking cover there of Yoda, and this is the origin for Yoda, as I've covered in a number of different videos. It's 49 bucks. 49 bucks plus $17 shipping. So admittedly, the shipping kind of adds some cost there. But this seller's got 6 of them still available. One of them has sold, but it's the origin story for Yoda. I mean, again, it's one of those books that's not particularly expensive, but will go down as the beginning of Yoda's origin story. And it's hard to believe that it's never been done in comics before, but that's a great looking cover, and you can't beat that price. So you're talking $67, and it's also make an offer, so maybe you can get it even cheaper, maybe 40 bucks. Next up, we've got Luke Skywalker, The Death Star Escape, VC39. This one also is at auction, 4 days, 9 hours left. Right now, it's 39 bucks, 5 bids. There's 9 watchers on it. This one does have the prototype Boba Fett offer sticker, and again, it's an unpunched US card back, and it looks to be in very, very clean condition. We've documented these. These got up to like 80 or 90 bucks, and they've kind of come back down just a little bit. So I would aim for 70 to 80 bucks, somewhere in that ballpark. But it got above that. I mean, it was like 80 or 90 bucks at one point, maybe even above 90 bucks. So again, I don't think it's going to sell for 80 bucks. I bet it sells for less than that. But it looks like a really clean card. Again, it is an outdated mold for Luke. It's a very kind of antiquated mold for Luke Farm Boy, but pretty nice looking card back, and it's unpunched in clean condition. Next up, let's see. We've got Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back card number 49. This is a PSA 9, and this is called Invaded. And this has got the brand new case style. It shows Vader along with some Hoth stormtroopers infiltrating Echo Base. Great looking card, and it's 60 bucks, free shipping. You might want to watch it because I've bought from this seller before, and he ships really well. And sometimes he'll make you an offer, like 50 bucks or something like that. But that's a great looking card from 1980. It's always good to have one of the main characters, main villains, on a PSA 9 card. And so to me, that's a pretty good looking card. Next up, we've got an Ahsoka, and this is a buy it now situation, VC 102. This is the original issue US card, and it's also unpunched. It looks like it has just a little bit of edge wear at the top of the card, but it's listed for 300 bucks. There's got maybe one little tiny dent over by the proof of purchase on the back of the card back, a little bit of card wave that would probably come out in a better star case, or you flatten it with some books. But the blister looks really clean on it, and it's unpunched, and it's $300 plus about $10 shipping. There's 6 watchers on it, and it's make an offer, so you can get it for even less than $300. So again, if you're looking for the original issue Ahsoka, that's about bare bottom prices right now. We've seen them bounce off the lows, and if you can get it for like $275, that's a good buy. Next up, we've got Kithaba, but this is the red bandana. Very tough to find this one, and it seems like Kithaba's prices are way down. The red bandana is tough to find here in the U.S., and this is a U.S. seller. It's an auction. It's listed for $150 plus $10 shipping as the starting bid. There's 3 days left in the auction, and to me, it looks really clean. Again, it's the U.S. card back unpunched. He mentions in the lower left-hand corner that it's got some wear, but it's very minimal. I mean, it's like barely noticeable at all. To me, this is an 85 or 85 plus grade. To me, that's a buy. That's a screaming buy to me. It's really tough to find this one. Usually over here in the U.S., it's the brown bandana. I know you guys over in the U.K. or in Europe, you guys get these like willy-nilly, just being red bandana Kithabas are being thrown at you willy-nilly. We don't get them over here, so we got to pay a little bit more for them. But I think $149.99 starting bid price plus $10 shipping, that's not a bad price in my mind. Next up, we've got Clone Wars number 6. I want to buy this so bad right now. This is at auction. There's 3 days, 21 hours left on it. There's 2 bids on it, 12 watchers. I want this book really bad to go with my 2 Clone Wars books. I've got Clone Wars, obviously, number 1, and Clone Wars number 7, both in a CGC 9.8. Both of those covers were done by Dave Filoni. But the next one that I want is this one. This is Clone Wars number 6, and the reason I want it is because it's got a great cover of Ahsoka along with Anakin, along with some of the clones behind them. And this is kind of the first real cover where we see Ahsoka Tano being a real badass. I mean, she looks tough. She's kind of, the early books, the early covers kind of show her whimpering or as a young Padawan. And here she's taking charge, right? She's kind of leading the charge. Anakin's behind her, and she's got that determined look on her face. And this is a great book, and I want to buy this. I'm definitely going to get this book at some point. I just don't know if now is the right time for me, so I'm going to throw it out there for you guys to buy it. Somebody else buy it so I don't. But if it stays low, I can promise you I'm going to bid on it. But right now it's at $100, $12.75 shipping. I think it'll go for less than $200. It got up to about $250 at one point, but I think it's going to go for somewhere around $150 is my guess. Maybe $175 at the top end, because this book has not come up for auction recently in a while. So if you're into the Clone Wars books, this is probably the book number 3 on my list in terms of order of what I'd buy. Clone Wars number 1, obviously, is the big one. Clone Wars number 2 is the second appearance of Ahsoka. That's probably the second best book. The third would be this one, Clone Wars number 6, and then followed by Clone Wars number 7, which is the Dave Filoni cover that I picked up for a really good price here fairly recently. But I love that cover. Awesome book. Probably one to pick up if you're into these Star Wars books. Next up, we've got the INT4 graded uncirculated 80. Here's the label on it from AFA. A U80 INT4 Interceptor. This is a mini rig, and this is over in the UK. Right now, it's listed for 325 pounds, or about $400 US. The problem is over here, we've got to pay $55 shipping. So between shipping and state taxes, that puts me well above $500, and I'm not paying that. But you might want to watch this one. I'm not saying this is a great buy. I think in an auction it would sell for less than the asking price for this. But maybe you watch it and he makes you an offer. And if you're in the UK and you can get cheaper shipping, then maybe this is worth picking up, because it is an uncirculated 80. It's hard to get any uncirculated packaged vintage Kenner Star Wars items anymore. Somebody sent in a sealed case of Kenner mini rigs, and that's how it got that uncirculated grade. So worth watching. I'm not saying it's worth buying right now, but maybe you put it on your watch list and see if it comes down a little bit in price. Next up, I've got a Jawa Smooth Cape UKG 85%. It does have a 90%, 90% subgrades. The figure is a 90% paint 85, cape 90. This is the no COO Palatoy Smooth Cape Jawa. So this would appear on Palatoy cards very regularly, and it's not particularly hard to find, but I think the price is very fair. It's got the brand new case style from UKG, and it's high grade, obviously. And the list price is 145 pounds, which equates to about 178 US. Even over here in the US, it's only another $15 shipping, and it's make an offer. So to me, that's a good price as it is. I would buy this price. I would buy it right now at this price all day long. But I'm going to put it out here because I'm trying to stay away from buying anything right now. I've got a couple of big items in the works, so I'm trying to hold my money back. But I sold some items here recently on Rogue 5, so I'm trying to hoard my money. I'm trying not to buy everything. But this is a really good one. Smooth Cape, UKG 85% Jawa, Palatoy Jawa. And I think, honestly, the buy it now price is great, and it's also make an offer, so I would take a look at it. Finally, for those of you who are a lot more wealthy than me, I'm showing you an item that is the first time I've ever seen one on eBay. I've seen this for sale on Facebook maybe once or twice over the last 10 years. This is an extremely, extremely rare item. This is a Lily Letty fixed hood Jawa. And many of you may not even heard of this. Everyone knows about the removable hood Jawa. That's the most common. But there is a fixed hood Lily Letty Jawa, and it is insanely rare. There are, this is not a lie right here. There are fewer than 20 of these known to exist. Okay, so these are very rare. And probably what happened is, at some point during the manufacturing process, somebody at the Lily Letty factory took 20 of these or less and started stitching them, and then somebody corrected them and said, no, these are not supposed to be stitched. They're going to be removable. And they made it through the manufacturing process. They made it to card backs, and they made it out to retail. So there are not many of these out there, but this is a true fixed hood Lily Letty Jawa with the Hong Kong COO. It's graded AFA 80. And it's only listed for $25,000. No big deal, right? There's 11 watchers on it right now. But I can tell you that this seller sells very rare stuff. I've never bought from this seller, but he's a trusted seller. And, I'm just telling you that this is one of the rarest items you're ever going to find. The price is ridiculous. I don't think I'd buy it at this price, but I think it's probably in the 4 digits pretty easily. It's in, if I had to guess, I don't know what it's really worth, but I'm guessing it's probably between $10,000 and $15,000 for this item. That's usually what I've seen them listed for on Facebook, is somewhere in that ballpark. I could be wrong. I'm going completely on memory. My memory's terrible. I'm really old, so I can't remember exactly what the list prices were because they just come up so infrequently. It's an absolute ghost. But if you got money to burn, you won the lottery. Here you go. I'm showing you one of the rarest items that's out there. This is truly a holy grail for any collector. But his asking price is substantial. It's $25,000. Now, if you're asking me, would I rather have a fixed hood Lily Letty Jawa or a double telescoping Ben Kenobi, which is what about this, you can get one for about this price, I would take the Kenobi all day long. Even though I would argue there's probably fewer of these. There's probably fewer of these that exist than a double telescoping Kenobi. But to me, a double telescoping Kenobi, everyone knows that. Everyone knows exactly what that is, and it's very, very rare. That would be my preference if I'm going to spend that kind of money. Or a Vlix, a Brazilian glass leaf Vlix. But this is a rare one, though. This is certainly in one of the, easily the top 10, if not the top 5, in terms of production rarities that are out there. And I had to show it on the channel. Again, buy it at your own risk. I'm not saying it's the right price, but I had to show it on the channel. Anyway, that's all I really had for this video. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.